that is getting more global character.
Often misunderstand this. Even those who are educated in it often misunderstand this.
But if you want to understand the nuances, so this is the nuances.
Hello, my name is Bickey Kumar. Today we are here with Dr. Minarul. We'll be discussing today various important aspects of international relations, especially focusing on BRICS expansion and diplomacy at current time. Sir has been assistant professor for more than 3 years at Lovely Professional University. Sir also hold a PhD from Jamia Millia Islamia. Sir, I welcome you to this podcast.
Thank you so much, Bickey, for inviting me for this session on international relations.
So, sir, let's start with the basics. For that, I would like to ask you, could you define international relation in most basic way so a layman could also understand it?
See, to understand international relations in layman terms, it can be simply defined as the relations amongst different nations or different countries, right? So basically, it includes how different countries, how different nations interact with each other. It includes different aspects related to international organization, global organization, how different countries not only interact with different other countries, but how they represent themselves, how they deal with different international issues, how they represent themselves in different organizations, right? Their participation in different global forums. So all these international affairs, the international global interaction, that is the main content of international relations.
Okay. So basically the interaction between states.
Yes.
At international level.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, moving forward, there are two phrases, international relations and international politics. So many times I have also observed, being a student of myself, international relations, that people often misunderstand this. Even those who are educated in it often misunderstand this. What are the difference between these two phrases? Could you like to elaborate?
Yes. So international relations and international politics. As far as the difference is concerned, even there is a difference of opinion amongst the scholars, right? One might argue that international politics is the broader one, but the majority opinion is that international relation is a broader term, right? So international relation, that includes the relation between two countries in terms of educational aspect, in terms of scientific cooperation, in terms of economic relations, in terms of cultural relations, in terms of political relations. So if you define international relation in this way, you can very easily understand that international politics is one of the component of international relations. So this is how you can say, and I basically submit to this view that international relation, that is a broader term, and international politics is a narrower term in contrast to international relations. Because when you are talking about international politics, basically you are focusing on the power relations, power politics, global power politics, the political relation between different countries. But when we say international relation is also about interaction amongst different countries. So interaction is not limited to political aspects only. A country can interact with any other country in terms of its cultural relation. Basically in the context of globalization, in today's world, basically, when we say the entire world is interconnected. So now economic relation become a very much important aspect, right? Because in today's context, it is the economic power, it is the economic strength that decides the interaction or relation amongst different countries. So yes, I'll say that international relation is a broader term. So this is otherwise, as you have rightly said, commonly, and even the students, many times the academicians, they interchangeably use these two terms, international relations and international politics. But if you want to understand the nuances, so this is the nuances, that international politics is a narrower concept in contrast to the term international relations.
So basically, international relations is an umbrella under which international politics lies. So, like you said, that international politics concerned with economics, right? But there is also a cultural part in international relations that makes it bigger.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So it means, in international relations, political relations are there, economic relations are there, scientific cooperation is there, right? So there are different aspects to international relations. Now, international politics is, concerned with particularly one aspect.
Okay.
Yes, so that is how this international politics can be considered as broader concept of international relations.
Okay, sir. So moving forward with this understanding, sir, one organization or one corporation was founded in 2000, which was BRICS, and now one more member has been added, South Africa. So they did this to counter or balance the power which Western has in the international sphere. So what are your opinion on that? Should it be expanded or it is not of any use?
So you have only mentioned South Africa has been added, right? Initially it was BRIC, BRIC.
BRIC, Brazil,
yes,
Russia,
India and China. Then in 2010, South Africa was added. So that becomes BRICS.
Yes.
Right? So that is how the first expansion took place in 2010.
Okay.
But then again in 2024, 4 other members have been added.
Okay.
In 2025, Indonesia has been added.
Okay.
So now the membership has become, the total number of members in BRICS has been 10.
Okay.
So initially from 4,
so now they
it has
are
become...
not increasing the spelling. Now they are just...
No, they are not, just the acronym they are not changing.
Okay.
But the total number of members as of now is 10.
Okay.
Right? So with the inclusion of 4 countries in 2024 and another one in 2025. So BRICS has been expanding to include the different other countries. And I think this expansion is significant. Why it is significant? Basically in making BRICS a more global organization, to increase the influence of BRICS in international context, this expansion is very much important. Now, as the other members are added, so BRICS as an organization that is getting more global character, right? So its sphere of influence that is increasing in international politics. Now, say for example, Iran is the member of BRICS.
Okay.
Right? So when Iran is the member of BRICS, UAE is also the member of BRICS.
Okay.
So here, as a group, BRICS can play a greater role in influencing the international politics, because now Iran is a part of BRICS, and as a group, there can be a greater role of oil diplomacy, right, which can be played by BRICS with the help of Iran, say for example. So this expansion, I think, it is good. It is good in the sense that it is becoming more global in character. It is significant in countering the Western dominance also, because as you know that this in present international relations, though there we talk about multilateralism, but mostly it is being dominated by USA. Though there is rise of China, Russia is there, but Western domination has been there. It is still there, and in countering that Western domination, just to have an alternative to Western alliance, this BRICS, which is basically the organization, the forum for the developing countries, as a representative of a developing country, BRICS can play a very important role by expanding itself, by including the other countries, so that it can have a greater bargaining power, I'll say, in contrast to the other, grouping of the developed countries.
Okay.
So in democratizing the international order, in, countering the Western hegemony or influence, that BRICS can become a very much important, alternative forum.
Basically balance the power, right?
Yes.
They do not allow them to have total dominance in the
Yes.
Western countries. So, sir, the concept which liberalism has given, which is diplomacy, right, to make the economic much more complex, there can be, so country would not go into war because their interest is always involved in that. So, what do you think? Diplomacy has been working, and does it have future? Or does it have any future implication, especially in the context of India, I would like to ask.
Okay, so see, there's nothing to think that diplomacy is irrelevant today. Diplomacy, in fact, indispensable. Diplomacy is very much important. If we want the international peace and security, if we want to have a order in the global context, then diplomacy is very much important. Because if the diplomacy, there is a saying that whenever the diplomacy fails, the war becomes. Now, war in today's context, right? As you know that in today's 21st century, that it is not expected. We cannot expect this, large destruction of property, the loss of lives, these casualties. That is not expected in 21st century. Okay. When we claim ourselves as civilized society, so on what ground we justify ourselves as civilized society if we are having wars around? And in addressing the wars, this diplomacy is very much important. Whenever there has been Russia-Ukraine crisis, India has been a votary of this diplomatic solution. Even in Israel-Palestine conflict, India is talking about the diplomatic solution. So has diplomacy
India
is very much important.
Benefited in any ways through diplomacy?
See, I mean, if you can address the problem through diplomacy, it is beneficial for all the countries, almost.
But then again, sir, diplomacy, what is diplomacy? We talk. Right? But the talk can be always ignored, right? They could always do whatever they want because the anarchy system in the international system, there is no supreme government.
So let's see, that anarchic system or that, undemocratic, practices, or you can say the dominance or, hegemony or the conflict war, so they can be addressed through diplomacy only.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's no, what option you have? Okay. So one is to, to address a conflict. To address a conflict, there is the need of diplomacy. If the diplomacy is failing, then war is, breaking out. And if the war is breaking out, it is not the only countries who are involved in the wars, so they are getting affected. Okay. If there is war, it is impacting the entire, globe. Okay. Right, because when all the countries are interconnected, international trade is affected. Okay. Right, export import is affected. The prices of goods in the global market, that is increasing. So war is not a solution. Though it is happening, you might say that you can find war around yourselves, but that is not the solution. That is that is not taking us to anywhere.
Okay. It is zero-sum game basically.
Yes.
So basically, diplomacy is this: that if you have a problem, I have a problem. Let's come to a table and talk about it.
Exactly.
Then maybe we'll discuss, or maybe I will compromise something. Maybe you will compromise something. Then that is where peace will be maintained.
Yes.
Okay, sir. So diplomacy does have the relevance.
Yes, obviously.
But sir, there is one more thing which I come to know, that in certain situation, one prime minister can directly call to another leader of the country. I think it's a hotline call or something like that. Is it there?
So they can communicate, yes.
So is it also part of the diplomacy?
So yes, that is a channel, that is a communication channel.
Okay.
So see, diplomacy means managing the particular crisis or the situation without getting into any kind of coercive measures. Okay, without going to any kind of military confrontation. Okay, so that as you are saying, that calling one country's prime minister by the another, then that is a communication channel, so that can be done anyway.
That is done.
Yes.
Okay, sir, moving forward, I would like to ask, what is the stand of India in international relationship or in the international system? Where is it going and where does it came from? And what do you think, in your perspective as well, what could be the right step in the international relationship by India?
Okay, so a very good question.
Okay.
And I think, as you know also, that India is known as a peace-loving country. And India is also known as a responsible country. You know that wherever there has been any crisis, whether it is man-made disasters, whether it is military conflict in Palestine, India has been always at the forefront to send the aids. Right. So India is concerned about the humanitarian issues. India is concerned about security issues. That is why you might know that India is one of the largest contributor in United Nations peacekeeping forces. So the best thing about India's position in international relations or India's foreign policy is, as I always say, that India is not such a country which is concerned about its own interest.
Okay.
India is concerned, as India has to be concerned about its national interest. At the same time, India is concerned about the interest of others. India is concerned if there is any conflict, even in Pakistan. You know that there has been instances. Even when there was natural calamities in Pakistan, India has sent the relief materials. Right? In maintaining the security situation in the some South African countries, India is sending its soldiers, peacekeeping forces. And see, Indian soldiers are sacrificing their lives for maintaining peace, security and stability in other countries. And in addition to whatever India is doing, India's principle has been very much clear. India wants a democratic international order. India wants a secure, peaceful international order. India preaches that, and I think India practices also. So as far as international relation or India's position in international relation is concerned, India's position is very much in favor of international peace, security, stability, India's responsibility towards the other countries that also India has been fulfilling.
Sir, seeing the stand of India is a peaceful, it doesn't usually cooperate or take sides with another country in some wars. But I think seeing the past experience and seeing past, it has actually worked in against of India. Like the country which takes sides, they also get the benefits which is distributed after war. Like in Cold War, the participant was at risk, but at the end they were also benefited by the resources, which India didn't. So what are your thoughts on that?
See, as I told you, India's it is not simply concerned about its own interest, right? And India's foreign policy is guided by certain principles. That is the principles of non-interference, the principles of non-aggression, principle of mutual coexistence, principle of mutual respect. So as India's foreign policy is guided by these principles, you cannot support, or India cannot support, a country which is invading the other countries. India cannot support aggression. India cannot support interference in other countries.
It has its own principles.
Yes, it has its own principles, and I think they are very great principles. If other countries can follow these principles, I think the international order can have a very greater stability, greater peace in the international context, and greater security, which United Nations is also, that one of the objective of United Nations is that international peace and security. And India is very much working, and India very much believes in that principles of United Nations also. Right? So even if you take, for example, though our relation with Russia has been time tested, Russia has been a very good friend of ours, but when Russia invaded Ukraine, India did not support that. Right? Russia might be a good friend, but we are not in favor of any kind of aggression. We are not in favor of any kind of
regardless
invasion.
of the benefits.
Yes, regardless of the some benefits, or regardless of our friendship. We respect our friend, but we cannot support the aggression or invasion by one country over the others. And if that continues, aggression, invasion, so then there's no question of international peace, security and stability. So all these principles of United Nations, that will become meaningless, futile.
Okay, sir. Sir, thank you, sir. And at last, I think it might not be too late to discuss what USA has done. So it is obviously still relevant. What are your thoughts on Donald Trump foreign policies, which he has made, increasing the tariffs and being so aggressive in the international system?
See, the scholars also, argue that Donald Trump's foreign policy is considered as illiberal, right? Illiberal foreign policy, and the kind of decision he is taking, I think that is not good for the liberal international order, right? So basically this, as I told you, in contrast to India, what I find, or what I believe, that US is always guided by its own national interest, irrespective of the concern of other countries, irrespective of its friendship with other countries, despite a very good, relation which has been built over the last 2-3 decades. What Donald Trump has been doing, so that is negatively impacting India's relation with that particular country.
Very self-absorbed.
Yes, you can say that.
Yes. And I also heard one of the American scholar, he said, he even quoted in the video, I saw the video, if Donald Trump became president again, it is chaos for America. He even quoted that, and he was from American scholar. I cannot remember his name, but that was the situation.
Yes, there are many American scholars who are not supporting Donald Trump's policies.
Yes. So, sir, we could have discussed more, but we are bound by the time. So, at the end, I would like to ask that international relation is a subject, is a study, a field of study. So, but not many are attracted towards it. Everyone want to do some BTech, doctor, engineer, कुछ बन जाओ ऐसा कुछ है कि नहीं? But what do you think? What are career prospects for students?
That is in contrast to social science. What you have said, that is social science in contrast to those natural sciences or technical degrees. But if you talk within social sciences, international relation is considered as one of the most glamorous disciplines.
Sir, what are the career perspectives?
So, as far as career perspectives are concerned, after having your degree in international relations, you can qualify the NET, UGC NET. You can go for research. You can do PhD. You can become a professor. In addition to that, after studying international relations, you can give different competitive examinations also, like UPSC, other competitive examination. In addition to that, there are different think tanks. The most important or positive aspect about international relations as a field of study, after studying international relations, you can work in different think tanks.
They will study, they will fund you, right?
Yes, you can, it is as a job you can, join, as it is a job,
okay.
Right? So you are working in different think tanks. So that is again a very interesting job. You can also work in different international organizations. So international relation has become very much popular, particularly again in the context of globalization or in even today's context. It is becoming very much demanding. It is becoming very much popular in terms of that area of studies, in terms of career prospects also. So there are so many opportunities.
Okay, sir. Thank you for joining this panel, and it definitely this discussion added to my knowledge and hopefully made me a little bit wiser. And we will meet you again in another discussion. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.